Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weaves here, and this is what if Tsunade and Jiraiya adopted Naruto Part 2. Last time we left off with Team 7 actually Zabuza appeared. That's what happened. Team 7 met Zabuza for the first time, and Kakashi tells them to stay back, he's got this, and Kakashi starts fighting Zabuza. The fight is a bit similar to the original, but of course, right before Kakashi slipped, Naruto used Body Flicker to actually help him up, and at the same time kick Zabuza away because he doesn't want anything to happen to his sensei now. And is that Kakashi sensei, you gotta be more careful. You're fighting a really skilled ninja here. If he sees you slip up once, he'll kill you on the spot. Understand? And Kakashi is really impressed by Naruto's understanding of the situation right now and how he came out of nowhere, helped him, and not only did he help him, he even kicked Zabuza away. And Naruto says, let's team up. I'm pretty sure we can beat him as a team. And while this was happening, Sakura and Sasuke and Tarzan were gobsmacked by Naruto's immense amount of power. The power that he's just showing, like casually, he's just fighting off a Jonin rank shinobi, and Naruto doesn't know the flying Raijin here. As I said, I'm probably not gonna give it to anyone here because it is kind of an overpowered move. Anywho, I have been giving it to too many people, well, to 2 people every time in most of my series, and it's getting boring. So anywho, I want to see what happens without the flying Raijin. So Naruto then says Fire Star, Great Fireball, and then then Kakashi copies the move that Zabuza was doing, which was the Water Dragon Jutsu, and the 2 Water Dragons actually collide, and Naruto's Fireball actually collides with the 2 dragons colliding, which makes an immense amount of steam, which Naruto now has to really try hard, and he's going all out, and he can actually sense Zabuza perfectly, and he's fighting him in the mist, while Zabuza's really used to the mist, so he can fight in the mist. Even, well, it wasn't even mist, it was steam, so it's kind of different, but it was it was pretty much the same thickness as his mist. Anywho, Kakashi had the Sharingan activated, but his movements were really slowing down because he hasn't been using the Sharingan for a while now, a few years in fact, because there haven't been too many missions that he had to, and he's kind of got sloppy with it. But this fight has reawakened the beast inside of him, and he's getting that spark again, and he's getting the thrill of using the Sharingan again. Anywho, Naruto fights off Zabuza, and then Kakashi actually comes in with the lightning blade, saying, Chidori, screaming out Chidori, and this is when, right before he hits him, Haku actually comes to save Zabuza and puts him out of the fight, and Kakashi actually checks. Naruto is really suspicious of Haku because Haku just came out of nowhere. He could have came out a long time ago, even when they were fighting Zabuza, but he decided to come now, right before they killed him. Kinda weird. Anywho, Haku thanks them for their help and leaves, while Kakashi is still tired, so he really couldn't check if Zabuza was actually dead. But he is what he is. Tarzan sees that these 2 are tired from this fight and offers to allow them to stay at his house. Anywho, Naruto and Team 7 head to Tarzan's place, and Tarzan welcomes them. Well, Tarzan's daughter and his grandson welcome him, and of course Inari has that little tantrum thing where he's still traumatized by his father's death and tells them, why are you ninjas trying to be heroes? No one can be a hero. There's no point of risking your lives. Gato's just gonna kill you. And this didn't piss off Naruto. Naruto could see why the Inari would be so traumatized after seeing his father die. I mean, if he saw Jiraiya die and Shizune and Tsunade die, he'd be pretty traumatized too. He'd be like, nah fam, I ain't a ninja no more. Anyway, Naruto then says, well, gets to his knees, to Inari's side, and says, hey kid, I understand how you feel. If I lost my mom and dad, I'd be just like you, but you have to listen to me. There is still hope. One person dying doesn't mean it's the end of the world, even though he was your father. I'm sure that your father wouldn't want to see you like this. You have to get stronger, Inari. If you get stronger, your father will be proud. He's watching for you from the other world. I'm sure you can do this. You can get stronger, Inari. Don't be scared of Gato. We'll beat him and we'll bring him to justice. Anywho, I gotta go see how Kakashi Sensei is doing now. Take care. And anywho, Naruto goes to Kakashi, and Kakashi well, brings down the news that Zobs is probably still alive, and he's going to have to train them because that Anbu, well, that fake Anbu is probably one of his subordinates, and if he gets in the way, they'll have to fight as well. Unfortunately, he wouldn't want them to fight against well, in this mission, because he went from a C all the way to at least high tier B or B plus, or maybe A minus tier. Anyway, I'm gonna say plus because and minus, because a minus is gonna be like low tier, just the letter. This could be even with tuning minus, tuning plus. I'm trying to switch it up because it's much better than explaining like, oh, low tier tuning. It's just it's a waste of time. I mean, that 2 seconds could go towards me explaining the whole of the war arc in 2 seconds. Naruto becomes OP. You see? Anywho. Kakashi begins their training the day afterwards. Naruto already knows water and tree walking, so he goes into the woods to actually perfect his Rasen Shuriken. I mean, well, he kinda already perfected it, but he still wants to learn how to throw it, since Jiraiya actually did learn how to throw it, and Naruto still doesn't know how to throw it, and he's still trying to learn that, and he spends pretty much the whole week on his own, even though Kakashi did want to train him too, because he wouldn't mind training the adoptive son of the two legendary Sannin, and he really likes Naruto, especially his skills, because he reminds him a bit of himself. While this was happening, of course, Tsuki actually made some progress in her training. Remember, Tsuki is not a prodigy. I know she has the Mangekyo Sharingan, but the Mangekyo Sharingan and the EMS doesn't mean that she's a prodigy. It only means that she went through an immense amount of pain and suffering. You know what I mean? Anywho, I'm trying to keep it professional here. That's why I'm trying my best not to stutter. Anywho, Naruto and Team 7 are pretty much ready. And just saying, something I forgot to mention, Naruto did still meet Haku, still became friends, kinda socialized with him, and he wasn't too suspicious of Haku. Even though he was kinda suspicious, he could see that Haku is pure, and Haku did say, or did give him that little speech of if he has a precious one, he will get stronger, and whoever has a precious one, they would get stronger. Even though Naruto understood what he meant, because if his family was endangered, he would try his best to get stronger to protect them, and he can understand that. But at the same time, he kind of think when you think he's that, but if you think of it, sometimes there could be a liability a liability in case they get kidnapped or something. As a ninja, I really don't know what could happen with my family, so I just tried my best to keep them safe, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna get kidnapped that easily, especially because my parents are pretty freaking strong. Anywho, and my sister's no joke either. Anywho, Naruto leaves and goes home, but of course the next morning, instead of waking up late, he actually wakes up on time. But Naruto still has a bad feeling. He has a gut feeling that something bad will happen. So what he does is that right before leaving, he makes a secret shadow clone which actually lurks around. And as soon as he hears Inari and his mother scream, Naruto actually comes in the way, saves the two, and says goodbye to them, saying that this is not the real him, this is just a clone, and the real him is in the battlefield. Anywho, he poofs and Naruto gets the information. Remember, Naruto, Kanda already knew the shadow clone jutsu, the shadow clone secret, because of the amount of time he's used it, but he wasn't really sure. But this time he fully confirmed it, because he got the exact information that his clone actually had. Anywho, I know that kinda doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Anywho, Naruto and Sasuke are actually fighting Haku. Well, they don't know it's Haku, they just know it's a master ninja, and they're both trapped in the ice mirrors. But Naruto actually decides to go all out and use every technique he has, and he's actually able to break one of them. And as soon as he did that, Haku already regenerated it and said, this one will be a pest. Unfortunately, now I have to get rid of Naruto. He doesn't want to kill him, but he still wants to put him out of the fight. So he makes it so Naruto will be fainted, will get knocked out, but he will not die. Anywho, Naruto's about to get hit, and he really has no time to react. But Sasuke, having the Sharingan, has a much faster reaction time than Naruto. Remember, he has the Tutomen Sharingan, and he actually reacted in time. And just saying, Tsuki has the Tutomo Sharingan and the Mangekyo. Don't ask me how. It's just that Sasuke actually caught up to her because she's not a prodigy. Sasuke is a prodigy, and he's going to get the Futomo right even before Tsuki. A little bit of spoiler, but this will be mentioned in this part. I'm pretty sure. Anywho, Naruto was pretty pissed that Sasuke got actually kinda destroyed by the Haku. He doesn't know it's Haku, but then Naruto tries to control himself, but he lets it all out. He lets his anger, frustration, suffering out, because remember, Naruto still thinks of Sasuke like a brother to him, because Sasuke really is an orphan just like him. He knows that his parents are not his real parents by now. Of course, they must have told him. They didn't tell him about his true parents. They didn't want to yet. And they decided to tell him once he's a bit older. Maybe once he's a Chunin or a Jonin, because that he'll be more wise. Or maybe once he becomes a sage like Jiraiya. Anywho, Naruto is now pretty pissed. Let's say a bit of the Nine Tails chakra. He has the little, he has that cloak, the orange chakra, which kind of confuses Sakura, and she's like, why is this chakra orange and bubbling? And why did this have to, why did he hold this back? Why couldn't he use it before? And she was pissed off that Naruto was actually using this after Sasuke got here, and she thought that Naruto did this on purpose to take all the credit, but it's not true. Naruto cannot tap into this power without being in a state of anger, frustration, and uncontrolled. Well, not is uncontrolled. No, that's not a good word. Let me change that word. I couldn't change the word, so I had to change the phrasing. In a state that he's not in control. Anywho, Naruto breaks all the ice mirrors in one shot, because of his rule cracks all the ice mirrors. But then once he actually cracks one of them, the shockwave that he created destroys all of them, and he actually got Haku on the first try. And Haku's on the ground. Naruto squeezes his face a bit more until the mask breaks and Haku has been shown. Naruto is still in his rage state, well, wrath state. I'll say wrath state, just like Broly, but it's not really a wrath state. Anywho, Naruto is still in that form, and then they both hear a lightning blade, and Naruto is much faster than Haku. Well, the sound of 1,000 birds, but this is Naruto is still faster than Haku right now. And Naruto actually realized, well, Naruto did ask Haku why is he doing this, and Haku did reply by saying, Zabuza is my precious one, I'm sorry Naruto, I had to do this, I really didn't want to hurt your friend, but don't worry, he's not dead, and that's all that matters, right? I made this so you would only get knocked out by us. I guess he really cared about you, didn't he? And Naruto, this kind of changed a bit of Naruto, because if Naruto finally understood that Sasuke always acts like he doesn't care, but in reality he really cares deeply. I mean, if he's willing to give up his own life, because Sasuke thought he was gonna die, if he was willing to give his own life up, I mean, that shows that he's not that bad of a person. Anywho, Naruto's like, I don't want to kill you, Haku, but I want you to apologize to Sasuke after this. And basically, as soon as they hear it, Naruto actually body flickers there. He is still in his wrath state and actually squeezes the Chidori out of Kakashi's hand. He literally catches Kakashi's hand and squeezes it out. Not even the wrist, literally the hand, and squeezes it out. And says, wait, Kakashi Sensei, what if they can come back with us and become Leaf Shinobi? And Kakashi's like, what do you mean, Naruto? And as soon as that happens, so Zabuza took this chance to actually try to slice Naruto, but this time Haku actually came in and was able to stop Zabuza with putting a a needle up to his neck, saying, please Zabuza, listen to him. And Zabuza's like, you tool, why are you doing this? And Naruto's like, you don't call Haku a tool. And Naruto let a ton of bloodlust there, and this literally scared the hell out of Zabuza, and it actually made him drop his sword, and the sword impaled the ground. And then Gato appeared and told them about that he wasn't even going to pay them. He was hoping that the Leaf Shinobi would take care of them, so he wouldn't have to, but his way is he'll take care of them now, and if the Leaf Shinobi get in the way, they shall get taken out at the same time. And Naruto says, oh really now? And at the same time, Naruto, Zabuza, and Haku were already thinking the same thing. He's a jerk, he's a prick, we will kill him. Anywho, Naruto did promise Inari that he will bring Gato to justice. So she said, "I already made a promise to Inari that I will bring you to justice. So this won't matter if I kill you, does it? It doesn't matter if I kill you now." And basically, Kakashi just let her go because he was already tired, and he goes back to Sasuke and pulls out the needles while them lot are fighting, and Sakura is gobsmacked. Naruto still is in his wrath form, and as soon as he gets to Gato and starts strangling him, Naruto he's back in control, and he's not using any more of the Ninetales chakra, and he's like, "You damn demon, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to let you get executed by all the villagers." It's just like what happened to the Prime Minister in Akamega Kill. I'm pretty sure if anyone has watched it, if anyone has, no, not watched it, read the manga, because in the anime is much different, really different. I'm pretty sure in the manga he's killed by Leone, but in the anime he's killed by Leone, but in the manga he's actually beaten up by Leone, and then Leone actually threw him to the ground, so all the people that suffered because of him and the prince, they all cut. It's kind of gruesome. I don't want to describe it to you. If you guys want to go read it, you can read it anywhere. I'm pretty sure you can find it online. Anywho, we're getting off track. Naruto actually brings back, even though he's battle injured, Sasuke is actually back up, and they all walk to the village, Tazuna's village, and Naruto says, "Here, he deserves to die. You guys can execute this pig." And basically, Naruto throws him like a ragdoll and says, "Now, you shall pay for your crimes, Gato." And basically then, that happens, and Naruto and the rest help Tazuna build a bridge, and during this time, Naruto, Sasuke actually kind of got to bond a bit with each other, and they kind of became good friends. Good friends. Anywho, Naruto, then Team 7, Haku, and Zabuza. Zabuza actually changed his mind and decided to respect Haku for what he's done, for all the work he's done, and said, "Okay, Haku, it's your choice, not mine anymore. If you would like to go back to the village, I'll follow you anywhere now. Now you can choose." And Haku decides that he does wanna, because he doesn't wanna always be a rogue ninja, and if he has a village, he knows that he can be loyal. If he's been loyal to Zabuza for so long, he doesn't care about not being. He doesn't care. He knows he can be loyal. It's not that he doesn't care. He can be loyal, and Naruto did offer to actually convince the Hokage, because the Hokage, you may know her as Tsunade. Yeah, so yeah, she is the Hokage right now, and Naruto and Team 7 come back, and Naruto explains to his mother that he brought back these two, and they're really strong shinobi, and they can be good assets to the Leaf Village. After all, after what happened 12 years ago with the Ninetales, they don't really have too much military power, and these two would be great assets to the Leaf Village. And Tsunade sees what her son's getting to, and she's like, "Interesting, that's really impressive, Naruto. I respect you for..." Well, she doesn't say "I respect you," she's like, "Great thinking, Naruto. Okay, Zabuza, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen, you shall be given the Jonin rank. And you, Haku, it depends. What do you think, Kakashi? What rank would you give him? Chunin or Jonin?" And Kakashi says, "Well, his Kekkeigenkai really makes up for any of his flaws. So I believe he deserves Jonin rank. But at the same time, the flaws need to be patched up, or or he will get killed in battle." And Tsunade says, "I shall give you the Jonin rank, but you'll have to prove yourself. I'm giving you the time to prove yourself. After all, there are a few things happening in this month. I'm not gonna say. I shall tell you in private. Now, Team 7, you're dismissed." And Kakashi's not. Kakashi's been told about the Chunin exam. Same as Haku. This is Haku's test. If Haku can do a good job at guarding the village and everything, and then Naruto, well, then he will be able to keep his Jonin rank. If not, he'll be downgraded to Chunin, not as a punishment, but because he needs a bit more training. And Chunins have more, a bit more lower ranked missions because of Jonins being more experienced, and they don't have too many flaws. Even though if they must have flaws, no one's perfect, but I'm saying some flaws that Haku has, Jonin shouldn't. And this experience, if he pulls off a good job in the tuning exams, if he can actually do a good job there, well, not the actual exams, like guarding everything, he will be able to keep his rank. Anywho, Naruto heads home to have a shower, and the first thing he sees when he enters, he sees not only Shizune's pair of shoes, but, sandals. There are another pair of sandals. Naruto doesn't know who he is, but he's kind of excited that there's a guest, and he goes in and tries to sneak upstairs because he wants to have a shower first, a bath first, and then it's called in by his older sister, Shizune, and yeah, so, anywho, Shizune says, come and say hi to Tsuki, she came to visit you, and Naruto's like, wait, what, it's Tsuki? Yo, yes! And basically, he rushes in and sees Tsuki, and Tsuki's like, how's your mission? And Naruto says it wasn't good. I made a new friend too, Haku, you can meet him later. Anyway, I want to go have a bath. And Tsuki's like, hey Naruto, did you hear about the new tuning exams upcoming? And Naruto's like, wait, there are tuning exams? And Shizune's like, oh, I guess you haven't been told yet, you just came back. I'm pretty sure Kakashi will tell you guys. And then, the next day came, Tsuki and Naruto actually wanted to train together. So, and Naruto's like, want to invite Sasuke and Sakura. And basically, they do. I'm just saying, Kakashi actually did tell them earlier this time, on that day, before their training. Sasuke declines, saying that he's good. And then Sakura says, I don't really feel like it, so I'm sorry, no. And Naruto's like, but you need to train for the training exams. And Sakura's like, I'm not sure if I'm going to take them in the first place. I need to think about it. Naruto's like, wait, what? But if you don't take them, then Sasuke and me can't take them. And Sakura's like, wait, Sasuke can't take them? Okay, I'm in. But she still says no to the training. Anywho, Naruto and Tsuki actually go and train on their own. And they're bonding over each other. Well, the bending, what? No, please, guys. Oh, I'm gonna get flamed. Anywho, they're bonding with each other, and they're learning a lot. Tsuki's a lot slower than Naruto, but Naruto doesn't mind it because he doesn't mind the hard workers, and Tsuki's a really hard worker. She's not on the same level well, she's kind of stronger than Naruto if she activates the EMS and the MS, but Naruto is stronger than her normally. And something that I haven't mentioned, Naruto knows the summoning jutsu, and he already has a contract with Gamabunta. Naruto like the Toad's Belt and the Slugs, unfortunately, but he still has sealing jutsus, and Naruto will get stronger. And also, something I haven't mentioned is that Naruto has already started his Sage Mode training. It's just that it has been postponed for years now. Naruto has imperfect Sage Mode, while Jiraiya has perfect Sage Mode by now, because of his immense amount of training. And another thing I forgot to mention is that Naruto, by now, he's by the end of the 2 weeks, sorry, I forgot to mention that we will have a time skip now. Naruto has completely mastered the Rasen Shuriken, also the Vanishing Rasengan, and all the other types of Rasengan, while Tsuki has actually mastered her, well, she's actually improving on her Taijutsu and Ninjutsu, because they're not the best. Tsuki, as I said, Tsuki is more like Naruto in the original, and she's not overpowered. She will not be overpowered. She will become a healer. Unfortunately, they have to make her a healer, and but she will be pretty much one of the most powerful ninjas. I could make her OP. You never know. If I change my mind when we get at the end, by the end of the series, she will be pretty much overpowered. Anywho, Naruto and Tsuki have been training a lot together now, and they're pretty much boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, nearly. Naruto didn't want to ask her out, but he decided to do it after the tuning exams. And this time, Raza actually doesn't get killed. Orochimaru doesn't get the chance to, because Raza actually wasn't really paying too much, well, was actually training a lot more this time, because not only his son found a friend, but Jiraiya showed him a bit more, and Raza realized that he's not as strong as Jiraiya. Yes, Jiraiya is much stronger than Raza. If Raza got killed by Orochimaru and Orochimaru is weaker than Jiraiya, remember Jiraiya is the strongest out of all of them. He's really a lot weaker than Jiraiya. So he understood that he's weaker than Jiraiya, and he really wanted to train a lot more. And Raza has actually been training a lot, and Orochimaru has seen this, and he really didn't want to get involved with Raza, especially with that amount of strength now. So Raza actually comes to the village and sees the Hokage and sees, oh, so you have become the Hokage now, Lady Tsunade. And Tsunade is like, oh, Raza, I guess you're still alive. Oh, as grumpy as you are, for you're gonna die out of grumpiness. And anywho, then the Hokage was actually there as well, you know, the third Hokage. And the third Hokage and Raza actually vibed a lot together, and Shizune actually started helping out a lot more in the Hokage office now, and Naruto would be left a lot alone a bit more now, but it is what it is. He still has Tsuki to hang out with and train with, and his friends. Anywho, Naruto, Tsuki, and Naruto, on the day of the Chunin exams, the day before the Chunin exams. Now, I'll say 3 days before the Chunin exams. Sorry, guys, that was really unprofessional of me. Anywho, 3 days before the Chunin exams, Naruto was walking around and just saying he still met Konohamaru because of when he was taking the picture. And so Konohamaru still became Naruto's student. He admired Naruto, and he thought of him as an older brother, and Tsuki as an older sister, because he's always like, you two are such a good couple, I don't know why you guys are not a couple. And Tsuki always gets embarrassed. Well, Naruto is like, if only I had the courage to. Anywho, Naruto then sensed someone, same as Sakura was actually with them, because Sakura realized that she should train. And even though she only trained for the last week, yes, I haven't mentioned that, she's still strong. Ino trained a ton, a ton. And she's actually, even though Sakura isn't as strong as Ino right now, Ino is the only reason Ino's stronger is because of her man possession jutsu. But the thing is, she needs a lot of time to actually get it done, and she needs someone to distract others, the target. Anywho, so it's not really too useful in the Chunin exams, well, the preliminaries and the finals, because those are not in teams. Anywho, especially in the written exam, that could come in it would be so handy. She could just switch her mind with someone who already completed, or who's really smart, and she could just see the answers and then go back to herself. Anywho, Naruto and Tsuki and Konohamaru are walking, same as Sakura. Sakura is actually kind of talking to Tsuki, while Naruto is with Konohamaru. And then Sasuke was actually in the trees, and they were about to meet up with Shino and Hinata. Remember, Shino and Hinata are really strong here. Anywho, they actually want some of the strongest ninja in the village, even though Hinata is not as strong as Hinata is actually just a tiny bit stronger than her original counterpart. She'll still get bodied by Neji. Anywho, Naruto is actually hiding something from everyone. Naruto has been training alone on his own, and with Haku, something that he wanted to actually develop on his own. Well, something he wanted to develop with Haku. And Haku, even though he had shifts, working, to prove himself. Even so, he still found the time to teach Naruto, and Naruto has been hiding something. And also, Kakashi has been training Naruto. Remember, Kakashi always would be honored to teach not only his sensei's son, but Master Jiraiya's and mistress, the Princess Tsunade's, the Hokage's, and Master Jiraiya's son, well, adopted son, and he actually found the time. And Naruto has learned a lot of techniques from Kakashi, and this was all in secret from Tsuki, because Naruto knew Tsuki was holding something back. She was hiding something from everyone, and Naruto could feel it, just because he can read Tsuki like the back of his palm, anywho, and then Naruto actually notices someone, and that's the only reason Sasuke is actually in the tree lines, because in the trees, because he noticed someone actually following these lot. And once the guy entered the village, he really felt his presence, and it was an ominous presence. And Naruto looked back and said, and as soon as he was about to look back, Konohamaru bumped into Kankuro, and Kankuro was like, "Hey kid, how dare you?" And just saying, he wasn't as well, he was a bit more jokey this time, not really scary. And just saying, Orochimaru still found a different way to actually attack the village this time, and it was just with the sound village, because they were scared of Orochimaru, and Orochimaru gave them a chance to become their subordinates. Anywho, Naruto then says, "Hey Kankuro, it's you. Could you could you leave my student go?" And Kankuro's like, "Wait, Naruto?" And Temura's like, "Oh hey Naruto, long time, right?" And then everyone actually Naruto, they're all like, "Wait, Naruto, you know them?" And Naruto's like, "Yeah, when I was a kid I used to travel a lot with my parents, and I met these lot. Where's Gaara? Oh wait, I think I know." And basically then he throws a kunai, and Gaara actually stops it and comes down and said, "Naruto, I guess you noticed me before, didn't you?" And Naruto's like, "Yeah, but I mean, you were pretty good. I mean, you're not the best yet." And Gaara's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And Gaara was giving an ominous aura, but he wasn't. I know I said he will be the type of guy to kill, but when it came to Naruto, he wouldn't. Like, if Naruto was there and told him to stop, no, he wouldn't kill. But I have changed that, and Gaara, since he's not really in the attack here, remember, he's not. First of all, his uncle really didn't do the thing, because of Raza actually changing his mind, thanks to Tsunade and Jiraiya and Shizune. Shizune was still a kid back then, just a teenager, but she was still wise, and she cared about Naruto a lot, because Naruto's literally like a younger brother. And in the thumbnail I have you could see it. Anywho, well, the last thumbnail. Anywho, Naruto and they were all talking, and Sasuke's like, "This guy, he's much stronger than he looks. Does Naruto really know him? And is Naruto really stronger than him?" And just saying, during this time, Sasuke has actually activated the 3-to-1 Sharingan on one eye. Not both of them, but one is more than enough for him for now. But he will unlock both of them soon. Anywho, Naruto and the rest actually kind of socialize, and they become friends, good friends with everyone becomes good friends with everyone. Even Shikamaru and Team 10 actually came, and they all had a little reunion, because they haven't really been hanging out a lot during this time. After they became Genin, they really never had the time to, and now they're just taking a break from training. Even Shikamaru had to train, because his father took him a lot more seriously. Anywho, Shikamaru and Temari actually kind of became friends and whatever. So, anywho, now a few days pass, and Naruto is ready for the Chunin exams. He gets ready in the next morning, and Shizune actually says good luck and hugs him. And Naruto's like, "There's no need to hug me anymore. I'm older now. I'm like an adult." And basically Shizune is like, "You're still my younger brother. Now go, become Chunin. And if you do, I'll make you your favorite when on the day." And basically Naruto's like, "You bet." And since there will be no Shukaku attack, well, I could make it that it could happen. I'm not gonna spoil it. Anywho, there is still half an hour. Anywho, this time Orochimaru had a different plan in his head. He still wants to use Shukaku as a source of destruction, because Shukaku still is pretty much a demon. Anywho, the demon of the sand. And anyway, Naruto and the rest actually go to the exam, and of course Sakura is much stronger here, and they actually realized about the genjutsu, and Naruto releases it straight away saying there's no need of this. It's just, and basically then Lee actually appears and challenges Sasuke, because Sasuke is actually the stronger according to people, but it's not true. Tsuki, it could be considered as the strongest genin, even stronger than most Chunin, but Naruto's holding something back, which I will actually beat her. And Tsuki, for now, she will, in the future, she won't be the strongest, and she will not even after the war arc, but she will be one of the strongest because of the plot armor. Anywho, Naruto says, Sasuke, you shouldn't do this, and Sakura's like, Sasuke, we have an exam, no. And Sasuke's like, no, I don't care, I will show him that the Uchiha are stronger than him. And Naruto's like, that doesn't make sense, Sasuke, there's no point, you can verse him in the tuning exam, so Sasuke's like, sharp already. And Naruto's like, you do you. You're the one giving out information to other teams, you retard. He doesn't really say retard, but he really does. But he's not as rude anyway. Then they start fighting, and Sasuke is gobsmacked by the immense speed, like the overwhelming speed of Lee. And Sasuke really couldn't keep up until he activated one of his eyes. Well, he activated both of them, not one, both of them, one with a 3-to-1 Sharingan and the other one with a 2, and he was kind of able to keep up. If he had both of them and a bit more training in speed, he would have beat him, but he was kind of keeping up with him, and he actually got used to it, he adapted, and then Lee decided to actually take off his weights, but then Guy came in and punched him in the head saying, Lee, I told you not to use that. And he said sorry, and then while Kakashi was walking back, he's like, so that's Kakashi's team. The one that's most interesting is that blonde kid. I wonder how strong he is. I can feel some strong energy coming from him. It's not even the Ninetales. Interesting. Anywho, he goes, and Naruto's that, I told you, Sasuke. Now people know a lot of your techniques, especially because you used a lot of them against Lee, you idiot. And Sasuke's that sharp already. And Sasuke wasn't really being too rude. He's like, come on, man. It was just to show my dominance. Anyway, as friends, of course. And Naruto laughs it off, says, whatever, I'm pretty sure you have other techniques up your sleeve. And if you don't worry, I'm here for you. And Sasuke's like, sharp already. I'm way stronger than you. And Sakura's like, hey, you two, stop fighting. And anywho, the exam begins, and a minute later, Naruto finishes it. And Naruto's actually put in the same room as the thing, Tsuki. And anyway, Tsuki's struggling with it. She's not good at all. She is not good at all in this exam. She's literally Naruto. She's scratching her head and everything. And remember, since Tsuki's in this room, Hinata will be in a different room, because Tsuki's in Hinata's room. Tsuki's in Hinata's team, and in the original, everyone goes. Each team member goes to a different room, and Hinata and Naruto were put in the same room. Anywho, Tsuki was actually behind Naruto, and she really don't want to show her weaknesses, but Naruto already knew, and he's like, hey Tsuki, and basically he slips a piece of paper to her, and she sees it, and she's so grateful to Naruto, because now she can pass with flying colors, because all the answers were correct, and they were really they weren't the same answers as Naruto, but overall they were correct with different wording. I do that with my friends when I don't know the answer. Hey yo, let me copy it, I'll change the wording, don't worry, the teacher won't find out. Next thing you know, the teacher still knows how somehow. MJ, man. MJ. I'm pretty sure if anyone from my class is watching, they will understand. Anywho, sorry. Naruto, Tsuki, and everyone pretty much passes from the original. Even since Tsuki is in Kiba's place, everyone from the original passes. So Tsuki is considered as no, I'm not gonna say considered as Kiba, but she is in Kiba's place, so she passes anyway. It's too much explaining. Naruto, Tsuki, and everyone else pass, and now we head to the second exam. Anko is the proctor for this one, and in this exam, Naruto and Team 7 are actually pretty worried, because they haven't been working together at all. Like, if okay, maybe no. This is they were considering the and the waves a bit of teamwork, but no, and this just showed them how much they needed this training to, and this showed Sasuke especially because Sakura was willing to train with Naruto, especially in the last week. She trained with him a bit, and Sasuke now realizes that this will be hard, especially if he cannot fight with the fighting style of Naruto. Remember, in the belt test, okay, maybe they kind of synchronized a bit, but at the beginning they were getting in each other's way. Even when they were fighting together, they were punching each other, they were kicking each other at the same time. But then they synchronized over time. But in this exam, it will not be like that. If a team attacks them, they will go for the kill. If for the They would try to kill them for the scroll. People don't care this exam. They would kill for to pass. Anywho, Sasuke says, "Oh god damn it! I need to be careful. If I fight recklessly, they might not be able to keep up. Them two have been training together for a week. They might know how they fight." Anywho, Naruto still has to do his business because he cannot hold it in at this point. He has been holding it in for 3 hours straight, which was the first exam, and because everyone gets 3 hours. Anywho, Naruto just saying he beat the records. He's the new record holder. Now, instead of Itachi being second, it's Minato, and Itachi being is third. Anywho, this impressed a lot of people, especially the higher ups, because they were. I mean, some people expected it from the adopted son of Jiraiya and Tsunade, but remember, Tsunade wasn't the best. Well, Tsunade was pretty good at studying, but Jiraiya was not. But remember, it was Shizune who taught him. Shizune is the true master. Anywho, another 20 minutes of recording. Okay, I'm trying to make an hour. Each video, at least 45 minutes to an hour. I try making most of them 50 minutes, at least. Anywho, Naruto finishes his business, and once he comes back to them, once he finds them, he still gets attacked by the snake, but this time he's able to beat the snake and kind of kill it instantly. Naruto hasn't been using his full true power, and once he actually arrives to the battlefield, and just saying, Tsuki actually went undercover from Orochimaru. If Orochimaru knew Tsuki unlocked the Monkey Sharingan, he would have gone for her straight away instead of this team, because he knows that Tsunade's and Jiraiya's son is in this team, and he might be a pest, especially because he's the ninth Jinchuriki. Anywho, Naruto arrives. As soon as he arrives, he sees that Sakura has short hair. Yes, I'll say that this time Orochimaru was holding onto her hair, pulling it, and Sakura decided to cut it. Sakura had short hair and fighting off Orochimaru while trying to fight off Orochimaru desperately, while Sasuke was on the floor holding his neck and was unconscious, and Naruto's like, "How dare you hurt my teammates, my friends?" And basically, Naruto allowed a bit of the Nine-Tails chakra, but this time he was able to control himself, even though his one-tails, popped out, and Sakura's like, I need to ask him what this is, and Naruto has been told about the Nine-Tail. Remember, they said, Tsunade and Jiraiya did tell him when he passed his exam, his final exam in the academy. Anywho, Naruto is fighting off Orochimaru. Then the one-tail goes, and Naruto's alright, I can't hold back anymore. And now Naruto uses his ice release. Yes, something he has been. I'm pretty sure I hinted it before, and I'm pretty sure you guys all knew it was gonna come. I love ice release for some reason. I'm addicted to it. I want it myself. I want to freeze someone. I'm joking, but really, in this weather, I wouldn't mind freezing myself. Anywho, Naruto uses the ice release to actually, he really had Orochimaru on the ropes, to be honest, because Orochimaru was not expecting such strength from Naruto, and he did not know Naruto could use ice release, and he really wanted to have Naruto as a test subject, but Naruto was too strong right now. Orochimaru's body could not handle his true strength. Remember, Orochimaru's body is very in power. If Orochimaru doesn't have a strong enough body, he will die. Especially, it's been told in the series. That's why he wanted Sasuke, not only for the Sharingan, but also because his power is too immense. Well, not for his true body, but I'm saying, like, he wanted a Sharingan, an Uchiha body, especially a prodigy's one. Of course, Tsuki is not a prodigy, so she's not really wanted here. Anywho, Naruto is now carrying Sasuke next to a big oak tree, and while that was happening, the Sound actually attacked. And the Sound Shinobi actually attacked Naruto. While that was happening, Orochimaru actually had to be fast as hell to actually catch up to Gaara and his team, and he was able to beat all of them except for Gaara, and put Gaara under a genjutsu it's a genjutsu where Gaara would have to listen to him until he destroyed the village, and it was impossible to get out of the genjutsu unless Tsunade knew about it, and she was and it would take a week to actually to take the genjutsu away, so it would be impossible because no one would actually know, because Gaara has been programmed. It's like what's her name, Rin's little ceiling thing that is like a ticking time bomb, but this time it's like a ticking genjutsu, where the genjutsu will be nullified as soon as he destroys the whole entire village, unless he gets completely obliterated, like what happened against Naruto, which will maybe happen, you never know. Anywho, or a week of full healing from Tsunade. Anywho, while that happened, a few hours later, they actually woke up and actually still came first team to actually complete the test. And Gaara kind of seemed different, but his siblings really didn't see with the difference, and they thought that Gaara was the one to actually beat the guy that actually knocked both of them out, and they were grateful to him for beating him. Anywho, beating her, who was in a woman's body. I don't know why, pedophile. Anywho, after this, the Sound Ninjas actually got annihilated by Curse Monk Sasuke, which got knocked out by Naruto and Naruto himself, and they took their scrolls and they went off and they passed as well. Tsuki's team actually came before Naruto somehow. I'm joking, because remember, Tsuki's team together, they are a force of nature. Come on, man. And Tsuki's really strong. She's actually one of the strongest genin, and stronger than most Chunins and some Jonins. Well, I'm joking, not some Jonins. Like, experience really matters. Anywho, she's really strong, even though she's not gonna be as strong until the end of Shippuden. Anywho, Naruto arrives, and they still get a few days off, and then they all get called in. Naruto still hangs out. He actually rests because he has shown a lot of strength, and Sasuke really doesn't know about Naruto's ice release. Only Sakura knows that Naruto pleaded to her to not tell anyone, but then Sakura's like, alright, but then tell me what that boiling chakra was, and Naruto knows what that was and says, oh, it's just a chakra disorder that I have. It's been like that since I was born. I'm sorry. He does that when I'm really angry. My chakra just boils and becomes orange. I don't know why. And Sakura bought the bait and said, alright, whatever. And then the preliminaries began. I'ma keep Tsuki and Naruto's fight for last, because that is going to be one ball of a fight. Anywho, all the fights go pretty much the same, except for Hinata's one. Hinata's one goes really, really, really good, and Hinata is actually able to pull off a clutch win. Neji was actually underestimating her, and she pulled out the 60 full palms, which her father has taught her, and over the 1 month training she will learn the palm rotation, but still she has pulled out that technique, which actually annihilated Neji, and he respects Hinata now. And anywho, the next different fight is actually Sakura's and Ino's. That one goes a lot different. It's still a draw, but their taijutsu is really good. Not on the level as some other people, but still really good. Sasuke wins as usual. Lee's one. Now it kind of gets interesting here. Here, since Lee is not really, Gara is not really a murderer or anything, so he's actually fighting in his mind. He's like, no, don't do this. No, don't hurt him. If I hurt him, no, I can't. And basically, he's struggling to control himself, and slowly he's actually getting crazier and crazier in the outside world, and he's actually nearly destroyed crushed Lee's legs. He actually wanted to end the fight and kill Lee, but of course his consciousness actually still stopped himself. He stopped himself from the genjutsu because the genjutsu was making him do stuff that he didn't want to do, and Naruto could see something dodgy about Gaara right now, but he still doesn't really suspect anything. Maybe it's just a bit of bloodlust, maybe just the adrenaline can turn into bloodlust, don't ask me how. Anywho, now we get into the juicy part. Naruto versus Tsuki. Naruto begins by saying, no hard feelings, right, Tsuki? And Tsuki's like, I will become Chunin. And Naruto's like, I still want my favorites on the day I become Chunin. So no, I'm going to become Chunin, no matter what. And Tsuki's like, wait, what? And Naruto's like, you'll understand. I'll invite you over. And Tsuki laughs it off and says, alright then, let's begin. If I win, you're not going to get your favorites, Naruto. And Naruto's like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'm going to win. And Naruto's motivation is his favorite dinner. Anywho, he's like, I want my dinner, fam. Leave me alone. Bod doing anything. I just want my dinner. That's the only reason I want to become Chunin. I want the dinner, fam. Anywho, Naruto begins his fight by actually body flickering. But remember, Tsuki is a hard worker, and her brother is Shisui the teleporter, who's OP at in body flicker. And even though she's not a prodigy, she still trained her ass off to get to Shisui's level, and she is on Shisui's level, even though she's been hiding everything back. Most of her power comes from her eyes. Anyway, she activates the Sharingan already, even though it's only 2 Tomoe. It's not like Sasuke's, who actually already has both 3 Tomoes, because he's trained in the 5 days gap, because he didn't want to slack off like Naruto. But Naruto really wasn't slacking off. He knew he had something hiding back. Anywho, Naruto wasn't holding anything back now, and he says, Tsuki, you're not the only one with strong techniques here. And basically, they start their fight. It's really good. The taijutsu is top tier, and there is no flying Raijin or anything, some BS like that. Ultra dimensional moves in the Chunin exam this time. Naruto is just fighting like a normal prodigy, while Tsuki's fighting like a normal hard worker. Is there Neji versus Naruto, just like it's Naruto being Neji and Tsuki being Naruto? Anywho, it's not gonna end like that, because Neji definitely should have won that fight. No offense to Naruto, but for real, how's an uppercut gonna get you that hard? I mean, come on. Anywho, that was the most undeserved win. And like, no offense to Naruto, that was pure plot armor. Anywho, Naruto said, no more holding back, Tsuki. Show me your true strength. I know you're holding back, and if you do hold back, you will lose this fight. And then basically he slams his feet on the ground, and this is something Haku was actually spectating. It was his day off, and Tsunade allowed it because he really wanted to watch Naruto's fight here. And Naruto and Haku are like brothers here. Haku thinks of Naruto as a younger brother here, and you can see where I'm going with this. Haku, I'll make him a bit older than the original Haku. I'll say around she's in his age. I'm pretty sure you guys get where I'm going with this. Anywho, Naruto says, this is something I've trained with Haku. And Tsuki was she was frozen. Her feet were frozen, and she realized that if she didn't act now, she will lose the fight. And Naruto then used something that no one was expecting that he would use. He actually used the purple lightning, something he developed with Kakashi, and Kakashi was really proud of this technique. Even he can use it, but it was like a weaker Chidori, but a more efficient one, which anyone could learn if they have lightning release. And Naruto was about to use it, but then Tsuki's there. Alright then, Naruto. And basically she pulls out her Mangekyo Sharingan and she uses the Susanoo Ribcage. Even though she could use the perfect Susanoo, I know you need both the Mangekyo Sharingan. She doesn't have both EMS. She doesn't have them both, but no one says that she can't use it with just one. I mean, come on, like, allow it. She could use it, but she hasn't learned it yet. It will actually hurt her eyes if she uses the perfect Susanoo. The furthest she can go is probably the level Sasuke got. You know, like the samurai. No, Sasuke. No, wait, was that his perfect Susanoo? I'll say that she can go up to the armored Susanoo without any repercussions, except for her left eye. She gets the right eye, I'm pretty sure. Anywho, her right eye. If she uses the fully perfect Susanoo, the samurai thing, yeah, she's going blind. No way. Except for her other eye. And if she loses her first MS, like her original eye, she can't go to the perfect Susanoo. She can only go to the armored Susanoo. Don't ask me. This is a lot to explain, but come on, guys. I'm pretty sure you guys get what I mean. And anywho, Naruto's really impressed, and he's like, finally, Tsuki, I get to go all out against you. It's been so long since I've had a good fight. And that's not true. He had an amazing fight like a few days ago. Anyway, but that's, you know what I mean. And Naruto's like, now I can show you my true strength. And no one really saw this technique. And Naruto says, I'm going to break that ribcage with this move. And Tsuki's like, come at me, Naruto. And Tsuki really had no more chakra left. If she loses now, she lost the whole fight. If her ribcage breaks now, she's out of the fight. Because Naruto's running low on chakra as well. And if this technique doesn't work, Naruto will give up. There's no way. And Tsuki knows that because Naruto's really tired. I know he's a Uzumaki, but come on, guys. He's fighting someone with one Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and one Mangekyo Sharingan. There's no way he can beat her now. Unless this breaks it. But of course, Plot Armor will come in and save Naruto. And yeah, sorry Tsuki, like, you're not the main character. I'm sorry. I love you, Tsuki, though. Anywho, Naruto says, Rasen Shuriken. I'm just saying, Jiraiya actually came back for this. Jiraiya was really stoked about his son getting into the preliminaries, and he really wanted to see his son win this tuning exam and become a tuning. And he's spectating this, same as Tsunade. Tsunade really was actually cheering on both of them. She didn't want to cheer on just Naruto because she saw a lot of potential. A lot of potential in Tsuki, and she really wanted to make her student because she loved her. She likes her, and she wants her to get married to Naruto when she's older. Don't ask me why. Plum and everything. Anyway, the ship is happening. Tsunade approves it. If Tsunade approves it, everything's right. There's no going wrong now. Anywho, Naruto throws his Rasen Shuriken and then he disappears. And Tsuki's like, I guess I won, Naruto. And Naruto's like, don't underestimate me, Tsuki. And he shouts that out, and Tsuki's like, what? What do you mean? And basically, well, the only person who actually saw this coming was Jiraiya. Is like, that's my son. And Kakashi's like, what? And then he's like, look at Tsuki's Susanoo. And out of nowhere, a massive explosion happens, which actually Tsuki really doesn't get, is about to get destroyed to a molecular level. But Naruto actually, what he does is that he actually freezes the explosion. You know, the Rasen Shuriken explosion. It was actually a vanishing Rasen Shuriken, which actually paralyzed Tsuki, which made her unable to actually body flicker away from it. That's why it was so strong. It actually destroyed the ribcage in the first blow. This is a different type of Rasengan. It has multiple combos, so basically it disappears. And then as soon as he explodes, it destroys. He hits the target. He destroys the ribcage, and then he still the lightning around the explosion paralyzes the enemy, and then the molecular destruction from the Rasenshuriken and the wind released. But Naruto comes in, saves her, and actually freezes the explosion because the explosion was about to expand. And then he's like, if anyone, and then since he's out of chakra and holding Tsuki, you know, Princess holding her, cause the shit, and he's like, can anyone unfreeze this? I don't have any chakra left. And then Sasuke is like, damn you Naruto, how strong can you be? And then he's like, great fireball. He's something that he learned from Naruto just by watching him. And yeah, Naruto pretty overpowered. Anywho, now Naruto pretty much won his fight, and this is where I'm gonna end it off. I hope you all enjoyed. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here. It's your boy. Anywho, if you're new, please subscribe. Also subscribe to Ratreet and Miniman123. Follow Shukiro on Instagram. Also follow me on Instagram and join my Discord server in the links in the description below. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I haven't got many followers there. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed it. Have a nice night, day, whatever you are. Don't melt, because this weather's killing me. Anywho, this was your boy, and 48% of you aren't subscribed. Let's make that 0, and let's make 100% subscribed. My goal has changed. It is now 6k by the end of October. I mean 6k by the end of the year. Yes, by the end of the year I want to try to get to 6k. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed it, and peace.